What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to Have You Nerd, all my nerds and nerdettes out there. Today we're going to take a look at this Stab of Hades third-party figure. Gonna unbox it, gonna look at all the accessories and whatnot, all that great stuff that goes along with a toy unboxing action figure review. I'm guessing this isn't your first time. Take a look at the box here. I'm not sure what that symbol is, if it's supposed to be Deathstroke face or whatever. I couldn't really make it out, but the box art's pretty cool there. You got the Stab of Hades by Mix Max Studio. This is the first time I've ever bought from them or really heard of them, but it's really honestly a quality figure. Not bad at all. Like, I'm impressed with it, but we'll get into all that. So here he is in his plastic prison. Quick look at the figure, what he comes with real quick. You got the 2 head sculpts, crap loads of hands, and a bunch of weapons in there. So we'll open them up, check out everything, lay it out, look at them one at a time, and then get into the figure. So here we go. There's the bottom tray, the weapon accessory tray, and then he also comes with this baggie inside there with the bandana piece and 2 grenades. So here's everything laid out. Get a better look at it. See everything he comes with, all the different hands. He comes with a lot of hands, enough hands, but I wouldn't say every hand you need for all these weapons. I feel like some are missing. I mean, you could finagle every weapon and pose with every weapon, but 1 or 2 more hands specifically made for some of these weapons might have been a little better, but everything works. I can't complain, honestly. I was very impressed with the figure. The paint apps on these weapons, I mean, look at the paint apps. Really good. They probably don't show up as good on camera, but a lot of really quality dry brushing. They get in there with all the little details, like that gold line around the handle. This sword has a peg in it. That was very confusing. I don't understand what the peg's there for. None of the hands have like a peg slot. The back doesn't have a peg slot. I couldn't find a peg hole anywhere on his armor or body to store that, but we'll get into that later. This sniper rifle I really like. I really like the paint apps on that sniper rifle. Came out really good with the gunmetal, the dry brushing. This gun is pretty cool. I like the blue on it. I mean, nothing special about that gun. I think the other gun, the paint apps are done better. The sword, the paint apps are great. The peg just kind of bothers me. I don't understand it. Comes with this little knife there. And then his pistol. Sidearm doesn't cock or do anything like that. They're all plastic. Comes with this really good staff, though. I'm really impressed with the staff. Again, it's plastic, but you could see like the diamond pattern into the metal there on the sides for the gripping, and just the sculpt work and detail all over this figure on the head sculpt. This is like the more realistic or Arkham Trilogy games type Deathstroke. If you played those games with like little battle damage around the eye, and just the paint apps on this head sculpt, on all the head sculpts are great. But I mean, this head sculpt, the paint apps, the eye looks great, looks very realistic. All the battle damage and everything. And on the blue side, they even put like the texture of the costume into it. Again, that diamond pattern. And they just really, the detail and quality and paint apps of this is great. I really was impressed with this figure. There's the Slade Wilson unmasked head sculpt. We'll show that a little more later too, but they're quality. 3 head sculpts, a ton of accessories. You really can't go wrong, especially for the price point on this figure. I mean, with everything he comes with, it's great. Look at the paint apps on all these hands. They look beat up. The gloves look worn. I mean, they're really, really good. Look at how dirty and dingy they look. I mean, on camera, they they show up differently. The colors show up differently. All the dirt and grime doesn't look that brown and grimy in real life. It's more like a silvery, but you could see it. And then you could see the diamond texture on the blue there, how they put like some texture into the blue side of the helmet. And yeah, I mean, I'm really digging this figure. Look at the one eye, the Slade Wilson head sculpt, the eye patch. Again, you can see the diamond on either side of the staff. The tripod, I forgot about the tripod, to mention the tripod. That sniper rifle comes with the tripod. Here's my favorite head sculpt. Very reminiscent of that Prime 1 or XM statue they did, which is like, I would love to own that statue. And I like how the mask side kind of looks animated. So it's more like the animated style Deathstroke than the very realistic skull. But like, you have the more realistic style Deathstroke head sculpt over there, and then an animated style one. So they did two different styles. So I really like it. This is all cloth, of course. This is hard plastic. All the armor is hard plastic. Underneath is all cloth. The armor is held on with the rubber bands there, the black like rubber band things. You can see all the battle damage. Most of that is sculpted in as well as painted in. I mean, some of the battle damage is just painted on, but I'd say 80% of it is also sculpted in. Very reminiscent of Mezco style with the cloth underpiece, and then all the armor is plastic, held on with those black rubber band things, so they do slide around and move around, and you can move them out of the way for posing, and then put them back to make them look more realistic. But yeah, I mean, look at the two sides of that head sculpt. The skull to the animated style Deathstroke. Very drastic change. Great head sculpt. I mean, this figure is pretty cool, man. There's the back, all the battle damage, the shells, shotgun shells strapped to his armor there, the shoulder pad. So here we'll take a better look. Some of the issues I had with this figure, which are not much. Again, for the price point, you can't beat it. This pistol holster always slides down for me. And then this whole armor on the left thigh is very loose, where on the right thigh it doesn't move at all. And also the pouch and holster, the rubber piece doesn't slide down. So I don't know if they glued that armor to the costume underneath, or sewed it in and didn't do it to the other side, or whatever, or if it's just that tight that it doesn't move. But I wish both sides were like that. But other than that, it's really just nitpicking, because the articulation, you'll see, I mean, the elbows, double elbow, you can get them to bend past 90. The arm goes up pretty high. The armor will get in the way a little bit there. But if you really wanted to get it higher, I'm sure you could slide the shoulder pad down a little bit, or even like lift it up and put it on top of the other armor, so they don't bump into each other. But the knee bend is great. Again, double knee joint. You got a little rocker on the ankle, and then the ankle has a little back and forth rock, but not much, because that plastic armor really hinders the movement on the ankle at the bottom there. But other than that, like, there's not much that you can't do with this figure that you would want to do posing wise. I mean, I wish the head looked up a little bit more, because the sniper rifle, you kind of want to pose him laying down. He does a split up to about there. I mean, you want to kind of have him laying down, aiming down the sniper. Makes the most sense, because you're not really going to hold the sniper up at eye level like that. I mean, I guess you could put him on one knee and put like a box in front of him or something, but his head does not lean back enough to do a laying down, looking down the scope of a rifle pose. But I mean, the articulation, again, you can't beat it. It's 1/12 size, very reminiscent of Mezco again, the way they did it. just the way he's designed. But the underlying body is great. I don't think I show the waist swivel on here. That's like the one bit of articulation that I don't show or get into. And he doesn't have anything up at the chest, really, to swivel or bend. No ab crunch. But he does have a little right at the actual waist. So right at the belt line, you can swivel him a little bit. So, again, the articulation isn't bad. And just overall, a great figure. Like, the detail and sculpt work and portraits, the 3 different portraits, I really love this figure. There's the sword. The gripping hand for the sword is a little loose. It doesn't hold the sword as tight as you would like. So it pretty much just slides down to the hilt. But it works. It works for posing. He has the back sheath there, the rubber piece. And I can't, for the life of me, figure out what weapon goes in there. I tried to stick the sword in there. It's way too big. None of the rifles seem to fit in there. So, yeah, there's a few things that bother me that I wish they would have thought of or done better. Like, again, the peg on the sword, I don't understand. Maybe I'm missing something. If you know, let me know down in the comments if you have this figure or know about this figure. Why he has the peg hole on the sword and where it goes. What that back sheath is for. And then another thing that bothers me is the pistol holster always sliding up and down. That can get annoying, but again, it can be dealt with and fixed easy. Once you get them posed and slide it up tight, it held in place with friction. But I wish they put a place for all of his accessories or weapons to be stored on him at once, or at least more of them. There's nowhere for the grenades to go. And again, none of the rifles or the sword, I can't figure out what slides into that back sheath. So as far as I can tell, he holds the pistol and the little knife on him, and that's all. I mean, I'm sure you could slide the staff in the sheath, or a few weapons might fit in there, I don't know, but none of the rifles and the sword don't. So yeah, I couldn't really fit a lot of weapons on him. I wish he can carry a little bit more weapons on him. But other than those little small complaints, oh, and there's the sniper with the tripod set up. So yeah, I mean, the head sculpts are great. Those are little small nitpick complaints, but overall the figure's great. You could see the gloss coming off the one good eye there, the scars. So you could buy other weapons packs. If you have other figures, put any weapons in here. I'm sure you have a sword or a katana or something that you could slide back there and make look cool. I mean, other than those little nitpicks, the figure's going to do what you want it to do, which is look badass in your display. So he'll definitely serve his purpose and serve it well. If you got 1/12 Batman, Mezco, or even DC Multiverse McFarlane, this guy will fit in. He'll look great. He'll look awesome fighting Batman, or teaming up with Batman to fight the Rogues Gallery, fighting a G.I. Joe, whatever. I mean, he's just a badass figure for your display. Great price point. I mean, the accessories, paint apps, detail, 3 head sculpts are well worth the money that this guy costs. So, as always, ended with a few photos of the figure. I hope you liked this review and unboxing. If you did, and be so kind, hit the thumbs up. Think about subscribing. Appreciate it. Until next time, y'all. Peace out. Have you nerd.